When you think of Hillary Clinton, what comes to mind? A trailblazer, a polarizing figure, or perhaps one of the most influential women in modern politics. Love her or disagree with her, there's no denying that Hillary Clinton has left an indelible mark on history. From her early days as a young activist to her groundbreaking run as the first female presidential nominee of a major U.S. political party, her story is one of resilience, ambition, and a constant balancing act between tradition and change. But what drives someone to push boundaries in a world that often resists them? And how did she navigate the challenges of being a woman in the spotlight, constantly under scrutiny? Today, we'll take a closer look at Hillary Clinton's life, her career highlights, and the unique ways she's shaped the conversation around leadership, equality, and the future of politics. Hillary Diane Rodham was born on October 26, 1947, in Chicago, Illinois. Growing up in a middle-class family, she was raised with strong values of hard work and education. Her father, a staunch Republican, and her mother, a more progressive thinker, often debated politics at the dinner table, sparking Hillary's early interest in public service. As a teenager, she volunteered for the Republican Party, but her views began to shift during her college years. Attending Wellesley College, a prestigious women's school, Hillary became increasingly aware of the social and political inequalities facing women and minorities. Her senior thesis on community, organizer Saul Alinsky hinted at her growing passion for activism and systemic change. But it was her 1969 commencement speech at Wellesley that put her on the map. Speaking without notes, she challenged the status quo and called for a more inclusive society, earning a standing ovation and even a mention in Life magazine. After graduating from Yale Law School, where she met Bill Clinton, Hillary's career took off. She could have easily joined a prestigious law firm in New York or Washington, but instead, she chose a different path. Moving to Arkansas with Bill, she worked at the University of Arkansas and later at the Rose Law Firm, becoming one of the few female partners at the time. But her life changed dramatically when Bill Clinton was elected governor of Arkansas and later president of the United States. As First Lady, Hillary didn't just stick to traditional roles. She took on healthcare reform, leading a task force to overhaul the system. Though the effort ultimately failed, it showcased her determination to tackle complex issues head-on. Her famous quote, "I suppose I could have stayed home and baked cookies and had teas, but what I decided to do was to fulfill my profession," became a rallying cry for women everywhere. The 1990s were a decade of both triumph and turmoil for Hillary. She faced intense scrutiny during the Whitewater scandal and her husband's impeachment, but she also emerged as a symbol of strength and resilience. Her book, It Takes a Village, emphasized the importance of community in raising children, further solidifying her role as a thought leader. After leaving the White House, Hillary made history again by becoming the first former First Lady to hold public office, winning a U.S. Senate seat in New York. Her tenure in the Senate was marked by bipartisan efforts, including her work on 9/11 recovery and healthcare for National Guard members. In 2008, Hillary ran for president, coming closer than any woman before her to securing a major party's nomination. Though she lost to Barack Obama, her campaign shattered glass ceilings and inspired millions. Obama later appointed her as Secretary of State, a role that allowed her to shape U.S. foreign policy on a global stage. From brokering ceasefires to advocating for women's rights worldwide, Hillary's impact was undeniable. But her time as Secretary of State wasn't without controversy, most notably the Benghazi attack and her use of a private email server. These issues would later resurface during her 2016 presidential campaign, where she faced Donald Trump in one of the most divisive elections in U.S. history. Hillary's 2016 campaign was historic, but it was also a reflection of the challenges women in leadership often face. Despite winning the popular vote, she lost the Electoral College, a defeat that left many of her supporters heartbroken. But even in loss, Hillary continued to advocate for change. Her memoir, What Happened, offered a candid look at the campaign and the personal toll it took. She also launched Onward Together, an organization dedicated to supporting progressive causes and candidates. So, what makes Hillary Clinton's story so compelling? It's not just her achievements, but her ability to persevere in the face of adversity. She's been praised as a visionary and criticized as a polarizing figure, But one thing is clear. She's never backed down from a challenge.